the simple formula. And I promise you the answers lie within you. It's my job to help you see them and put them together. 844-747-2577. That is the phone number. 844-747-2577. Would love for you to jump in. But first, how to spot job search scams and protect yourself. An article from Forbes magazine got my attention. At first, I was a little incredulous that this is actually happening. But the reality is it is happening. And so I want you to be aware of what to look for and how to protect yourself. So how's this happening? So this is a new term for me. Now, when I first saw it, phishing, I thought, oh, this is not the traditional rod and reel that Joe likes so much. This is PHI, phishing. So this is trying to get you to click on a link so that you then fill out a form that submits personal information. Now, here's the deal. Any legit recruiter or legit job is never going to look for too much personal and financial information. Some of these things are asking for money. Nobody who's actually posting a job or trying to hire somebody is going to ask for money from you. Wake up, folks. And then also they'll misrepresent a job as lawful work when it actually supports a criminal scheme. So these are the three areas where people are being scammed. And some of these people are taking this work and they're unwittingly an accessory to a crime. So what are some of the scam messages? This is good. They give a couple examples. I'm going to roll through these real quick. You might see something like, your background will be a perfect role for this. Well, if it's not any more elaborate than that, they don't actually fill in some of the details on your background, then that's a scam. They don't know you. So the generic compliment should be something you should be aware of. Then I'm a recruiter from a well-known company you can reach me at, and it's not an email that connects to the company. So if it's a well-known brand and they've got this personal or this obscure sounding email, that should be a clue. Also, if they're seeking information for a third party, that should also be something that you're worried about. So what do you do when you see something like that and you're not sure? Because some of us, we're already a little bit more defensive, or maybe we tend to find things more suspicious than others. So what you want to do is you want to research the sender, verify the sender's legitimate, and there's a way to do that. You can look up on LinkedIn as a start. You can reply with, tell me more about this. If it's legit, they're going to reply with a lot more legitimate conversation, and you can react to that. And then avoid blind job posting ads. There are ads out there that are essentially totally bogus, and they designed to get you to click on them. And blind ads or ads for jobs like that, again, go do your research behind the scenes with the company themselves to see if they've posted the job on their website. And these are things that you can do to make sure that you don't get caught up in a scam, or it could be just a frustrating tactic just to mess with people. There's just people out there that enjoy doing this. I can't even begin to imagine how many goofballs out there with technology skills are just doing stuff to mess with people. It's just like a good old-fashioned prank. And so be aware of this stuff. It's happening. 844-747-2577 is the number. 844-747-2577. Let's go to Steve in Duncan, South Carolina. Steve, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
How you doing, Ken?
Steve, I'm living the dream. What's going on?
Yes. I'm wondering how long you would wait before changing to a different career. I'm a mid-50-year-old retired military veteran. I've been doing accounting work since 2016 without any rewarding opportunities. I relocated 13 months ago and have had only 2 temporary jobs until COVID. I've been unemployed since. I have a bachelor's degree in accounting with 3 years experience, and I would stay in accounting if I landed the right job with the right company.
Mm-hmm. So then why would you consider changing careers if that is the case that you would stay in accounting if you got the right gig?
Well, it's hard for me to find the right opportunity right now in accounting, and I'm just kind of on the fence of almost ready to look at something else.
Okay, what would something else be? You have some ideas?
Yeah, I'm actually looking maybe to become a financial coach.
Okay. Well, now understand that becoming a financial coach, while a very worthy endeavor, and we've got our financial coach master training here at Ramsey Solutions, which does a great job of training and then helping coaches build their business, that's not going to be solid income for a while. That's going to take time to build. Do you understand that?
Right. Well, I'm financially, my wife and I are okay. I can either wait a bit longer to see what happens in accounting, or I can change direction.
What if you do both at the same time? What if you pursue becoming a financial coach while continuing to pursue accounting?
I would consider that, but again, right now I'm struggling on finding the right opportunity.
I understand.
I have resumes out there, no interviews, and I don't know if my age might have something to do with it.
Are you just applying cold at all these different positions?
Well, yeah, I'm just applying online because, again, I'm new here to the area. I don't have a lot of personal contacts.
How many people do you know in Duncan, South Carolina?
3 or 4.
Okay. How many people do you think those 3 or 4 people know?
They probably know a lot.
Yeah, this is how you're going to have to get after it. I mean, I know it's not easy. And the way I teach this, the idea of using a web of connections, it isn't easy, but it's a lot easier than you think it is, too. When I say it's not easy, the actual connecting is easy, but it's just not going to happen overnight. But you're already going about it the wrong way. You're not getting any results by playing the resume lottery. That's what you're doing. It's like buying a lottery ticket. So what you've got to do is you've got to go to those 3 to 4 people and go, hey, I'm new to the area. I've applied here, 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 and here. Do you know anybody that works over there? And you literally just work the process. Madison, let's give him a copy, whatever version of the proximity principle he would like. And Steve, you've got to use it. You've got to use the proximity principle. It's about the right people in the right places. And it's a best-selling book for a reason. A lot of people have read it and they're using it. It still works. You're going to have to double down and do it better this time. I know you're doing it again, essentially, or maybe you never did it this way, but you're going to go back through the process and you're going to stay with it. Now, I have no problem with you, since, again, you and your wife are in a financial situation where you're stable, so that's good, going after and becoming a financial coach. But you don't know a lot of people in the area either in that scenario. So you're going to have to, this connecting to get the accounting job is going to help you build a database of local relationships where these potentially become referrals or actual clients. So one way or the other, you got to get busy connecting. So you don't have to apply anymore. Doesn't sound like. So if you don't want to, don't. But you better get busy meeting people, or that financial coaching is going to be just as frustrating, in that you'll go get, the training and you'll start this company and have nobody to help. So the proximity principle is your entire theme right now, Steve. I mean, that's all you're thinking about is connecting. Now, by the way, this is not networking. I can't stand networking events. They're not happening with COVID now anyway. Probably a good thing. You know what, Joe Madison, that's one of the things that I'm glad hopefully will go away because of COVID. Networking events. Ugh, they're so gross, right? It's like speed dating on steroids.
I was never a big fan.
Well, thank you, Joe. Neither was I. But the point is that connecting is the one-to-one relationship building that really pays off in the end. There's no substitute for it. Connections are the currency for progress. It's the ticket to the train you want to get on, is a connection. Let's go to Caleb in Johnson City, Tennessee. Caleb, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Ken. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure, Caleb. How can I help?
Hey, I'll try to make it as clear as I can. I just got a new job as a real estate analyst recently, and that was the best. It was just the best opportunity in the area. I had been looking for 3 months, and the job content and the job description seems very interesting to me. Seemed like it would have a lot of responsibility attached to it. But I took it knowing that I would be getting underpaid, and it would be an hour commute every day.
Mm-hmm.
And now, and up till recently, I had been listening to your show and a lot of YouTube episodes, and the advice was, if it's not what you're passionate about and whatnot, find another job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm stuttering.
It's okay. What can I help you with? This will help you kind of just really get clear on your thoughts here. What is the challenge that you need my help with?
I think I want to become a financial coach. I'm going to listen to the seminar tomorrow, and I did what you had suggested by, kind of using that proximity principle and reaching out to people in the similar field. So I clicked on SmartVestor, got in touch with a financial advisor, which is a position I've been interested in for a long time.
Good.
And he said, if I was in your position, I would at least, do you know about this? I said, no, I didn't know about that. But if I was in your position, this is what I would do, and I would at least look into it and see if it's something that you would be, comfortable with. So I'm sorry. My question is, should I stay in my current position where I'm getting underpaid and it's a long commute, while maybe seeing if financial coaching is for me, or should I continue to look for a better position that suits my talents and passion more, while at the same time exploring that financial coaching?
Option B, without a doubt.
Okay.
The first thing you want to do is you want to get your life in a much better situation. So less pay, long commute. Let's replace that job with something that's a little bit more in tune with you, in your sweet spot. Doesn't have to be the dream job, but at least in your sweet spot where you can use what you do well to do work you enjoy. That's step one. Once you do that, life is much better. And then now you've got a lot more juice to be able to look into financial coaching and see if that's what you want to do. But I want to go back to something you said since I answered your question.
Sure.
You went and talked to one of our SmartVestor pros, and if I understood you correctly, the SmartVestor pro said, I would look into financial coaching, not what I do. Is that what they said?
Right. Right. For my situation, for me, because I've, he said it would be a really good way to bridge the gap, because being a financial advisor, there's a lot of, and I've done the research on it before too. There's just a lot of exams and a lot are 100% commission based. So you have to, you're taking a big leap entering that position, and,
right.
Looking into financial coaching is kind of personal finance, whereas financial advising is tailored more towards corporate finance. And it would just be a nice introduction.
No. Okay. Let me be very clear. Financial advising is very personal. It's not all corporate.
Yeah.
The SmartVestor pros are working with people, individuals on their retirement plans and investment strategy. So I just want to make sure you're clear on that. But as far as if you think it's a good bridge, that's fine. But know that it's going to take time for you to replace your full-time income as a financial coach. That is a business that takes a while to build up. Okay. So as long as you know that going in, I'm fine with that. But it's option B. And then I'm fine with you get the financial coaching, getting that up and going. And then if you get to a place where financially you save up the money, you build relationships a little bit more, and then you're able to move into full-blown financial advising in the future, I think that's a good path. So I appreciate the call. You got this. You got a very good head on your shoulders. Don't overthink it. Just walk forward. 844-747-56 844-747-2577. 844-747-2577. Let's go to the chat room. Alicio, I hope I'm saying that right, writes in, I keep passing up great job opportunities because they intimidate me. How do I overcome my fear? Well, you've got to name the fear. There's a 3-step process to overcoming fear. Number 1, name it. What specifically are you afraid of? If it's 2, 3, or 4 things, write it down. I'm afraid of. And so by actually getting the thought outside of your head and on paper, and you look at it, that's the first step. So we're going to name the fear. The second thing is we go, well, no, fear is lying to you. There are times where fear protects us. But in this situation, fear is lying to you. So let's break it down. Now that we've written down on paper, it's almost like we put it on the witness stand. We go, is this true? No. Is this fear really going to, is this true? Is this going to happen? If it does happen, is it devastating? That's what you do there. That's the second step, which is deconstruct the fear. Break it down as the liar that it is. Now, once you've done that, that leads to the third step, which is, what's the truth? The truth is this. It's almost like going back up to the fear statements, and it's the opposite. Write it out, the truth statement. And that's what you focus on. Because we know from science, neuroscience tells us that what we focus on is what we act on. Just always is the case. You can't be focused on fear and act with bravery. You just can't. You can look at fear and go, I know this is something I'm afraid of, but I know I should do it. I know it's not going to come true. And so I'm going to step into the fear anyway. Now that's courage. But that's focusing on the truth. So that's what you got to do. All right. Gabriella writes in, Ken, how do I go about matching my hard skills and soft skills to a job title? Well, good. Let's get the job description out. And I'm a big fan of, printing things off, looking at it. But if you got it on the computer screen or you got it in front of you, and you read that job description, and as you're reading the job description, you're matching up your hard skills and soft skills. So make a list. My top soft skills. More people skills is what we're talking about here. And in my top hard skills, these are actually functional skills. So I'm going to make my list. And as I'm reading the job description, I'm going, would I need this skill? Check or no? And so just go through that process. It's a wonderful little exercise, but that's how you do it. You literally match it up. Can you, if you had it on paper, a fun exercise would be to print out the job description and then below it, write out your hard skills, your top hard skills, and your top soft skills. And see if you can circle each of the hard skills and each of the soft skills and draw a line to a sentence or to a part of the job description where it goes, yep, this matches up. And that's a wonderful exercise. Britt writes in, I'm working at a large box digital retailer and I want to move from warehouse work to stay-at-home position. HR has been no help. What should I do to find a position? Well, find the position. If you want to stay in the company, find the position. Don't wait for HR to submit some ideas to you. They're not thinking about you. They just aren't. Doesn't sound like it to me. So if you find a position in the company that you want, go find it yourself and go find out who the hiring manager is. Say, hey, I work over here in warehousing. I'd like to do this. Get after it or find something somewhere else. Don't sit around and wait for somebody to tap you on the shoulder and go, whoa, it just doesn't happen. So don't expect for that to happen. One of the great truths I realized early on in my journey from day job to dream job was that nobody was sitting around thinking about how they could help Ken Coleman out. But I was acting as though that was the case. And I remember the day that I came to that realization, I felt like such a doofus. I've been acting as though there are a lot of people out there that because I sent them one email or had one conversation with them, they're going, what am I doing for Ken Coleman today? That's how I was acting. And it's silly. I know. But I think we all tend to do that. Well, we send one email, we have one conversation, we think that person's going to go away and they're going to wake up every day and they're going to put me on their busy agenda list. Think about how silly that sounds. But that's how we act. So don't do that. You got to push it. I had an old boss of mine used to say, nothing's moved unless it's shoved. It's a great, great thought. What do you need to shove today? Shove something. Don't shove somebody. That'll get you in trouble. But you can push something today. Have that mentality every day. 844-747-2577 is the number. I want to share a thought with you today on how to increase your belief in you. I mean, this is the fuel. The fuel of our dreams is our belief, our faith in the dream, our faith in ourselves to pull it off. And we have great faith because we are really clear. That's why I teach that the first stage to meaningful work and working like no one else is get clear. Discover what you do best, what you love to do most, and the results that matter most to you. So that's why we teach that. And so when we're clear like that, we should have great faith or great belief. So you'll hear me say belief a lot on this show. Hey, call me borrow some belief, okay? Because it's really important that you understand how important belief is. Belief is the juice. It's the fuel that keeps you in the game, keeps you getting up and persevering. Absent of belief, there is no perseverance. The perseverance comes from a deep, deep, abiding belief in who you are, what you're supposed to do, and why you're supposed to do it. That's where belief comes from. And so if you want to increase your belief, there's a step to this. You've got to see a vision. It's important that you get clear, but it's important that you get clear so there's a big vision. The reason I teach get clear is so that we see the mountaintop clearly. That's what we're staring at. I see it. I see the pinnacle. I see where I'm supposed to be. I see the dream. If you don't see it, you won't believe it. There's nothing to believe. So the point here is you've got to see your dream. You've got to see your desired future. When you see it and you focus on it, now you believe it. But there's nothing to believe in. An absence of nothing to believe in. If you don't see a vision, if you don't have a vision, there's nothing to believe in as it relates to you and your mission. That's what I'm talking about. So understand that belief comes from a very, very clear vision. And knowing that you were created by the creator of the universe to do something specific. Believe that. Start with that. Then do the indicating exercises. What do I do best? What are my top talents? What work do I love to do? I just love this work, the task, the function. I love that. And then, what are the results that I want to see? That I had a hand in. I had some influence in this result. I helped create this result. So that's all wired into you. And so when you see all of that and you see the mountaintop, then the belief comes. I love this quote from Socrates, one of the great thinkers the world has ever known. The soul does not think without a picture. It's really interesting that Socrates doesn't say the brain doesn't think without a picture. He says the soul does not think without a picture. You got to have a vision in your soul. The spirit inside of us ignites for the vision. So what's your vision? What's your dream? Got to figure that out. And then you'll see belief rise. But see, there is no other way. You don't just go, well, I have a really problem with confidence. Okay. Well, you can't just say, well, I have a problem with confidence and just fix that. No. You've got to see something way bigger than yourself. You've got to see that you actually do have the talent, no matter what anybody has said or how many times you've been rejected or overlooked, that's not true, that you do have the talent. You've got to come to grips with the fact that you come alive when you're doing this work. And that there are results of that work that you look at and go, if I did that all day, every day, I would feel like I was stealing money. You've got to come to that clarity. And when you do, belief just automatically rises. You'll have enough. You'll get enough belief for the journey. 844-747-2577 is the number. 844-747-2577. Let's go to Dan, who joins us in Milwaukee. Dan, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. Thanks for taking my call.
You bet. How can I help today?
So the question I have is really about relocating, kind of in the midst of job opportunity uncertainty and family planning uncertainty. And so I was a finalist for a position last week. I did not get the position, but the manager who called to, give me the news basically said, everything was wonderful. Dan, I encourage you to apply to other jobs that are getting posted here and all that. And so she was very, very supportive. But then over the weekend, my wife and I were thinking more about it, and the challenge that we're having is we're also in the midst of family planning, and so we might be pregnant or might be getting pregnant soon, and so I don't know. I get concerned about relocating, in the midst of this kind of uncertainty about job opportunities. The jobs that the manager last week was referring to got posted today, and they look really great. But again, now I'm taking a step back and wondering, are we making the right choice? Should we wait until, maybe we have a baby or all this kind of
Is it your first child?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're up inside your head, and you're all scared about a bunch of nothing. The baby doesn't care where he or she lives. Okay? The baby cares about food and sleep. That's it. So if this is the job you want, go after it. I just don't see any reason why you're concerned about relocating while your wife's pregnant. We don't even know if she is pregnant. Is that right? She's not even pregnant. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's really going on? Is there something that I'm missing, or did we just?
No, that's a really good point. The job opportunities are a little bit less pay, a decent amount less pay than I'm making now. So the minimum right now is about about $16,000 less than what I'm making now.
Okay, well, why are we looking at something that's $16,000 less? Is that what it takes to get in, and then eventually you recoup that and make more?
Yeah, that's the thing. So right now I'm in a job that I enjoy. I'm in a management position, but it's not like, you talk a lot about finding your jobs that are matching your talents and your skills and all that stuff. And to be fair, I'm much more motivated by the jobs, for example, that I applied to last week was more of a career advisor for college students. So I'm working in higher education. College students are huge for me. Going back to my hometown, and serving people that look like me, that came from my same background, like that is what I want to do. But the pay cut is a concern.
Yeah, I get it. Is it a temporary pay cut, meaning over a 1 to 2 year period the pay would get back up, or is it just it is a pay cut because that is an industry that's capped?
So it's a pay cut because I'm going from a management position down to more like a coordinator level position.
Right.
And I'm confident that the school that I would be at, can eventually get me to where I want to be in terms of the salary. But then the debate is whether the salary is worth is the salary the only issue, or should I be looking at jobs that I really want to work on? Well,
here's what's interesting. Anybody watching right now and listening, it's very clear what you want to do and why you want to do it. And so the $16,000 shouldn't be the deciding factor, because you can stay in your current position as a manager and you can do that type of work the rest of your life, probably go up incrementally. But are you going to get to the end of your life and regret not doing what it is that you want to do? No, I'm asking.
I think the jobs that I'm looking at are going to get me to where I want to be. They're going to get me back home. They're going to get us back closer to family. They're going to get us, there. And because, working with college students and being more high touch, and working at their level and not as a manager,
then it's a no-brainer.
More interaction.
So
with
how
students.
do we? Okay, so that's a no-brainer. You should do this. So now we look at what do we do with the income situation, because I understand that's not ideal. Okay, but I think you should do it, and you know you should do it. In fact, you know you should do it. You're just calling me to go, is it crazy to entertain a job that pays me $16,000 less?
Yeah, I'm
not.
Seeking validation, right?
Yeah, well, let me say this. Follow your heart. Now, does your wife work currently?
Yes.
Okay. What does she do?
She's a psychotherapist.
Okay. So you guys make how much combined?
We make close to 100, if not more. She just kind of switched over, so we're probably going to be making a little bit more than 100 take home.
So she's getting ready to get a raise, and theoretically, she would move and stay in that psychotherapy role, right? All right. Does she want to continue to work as a mom?
Part-time.
Part-time. Okay, so you're going to take a hit there. So you guys have to plan this out.
Yeah.
Okay, and go, what would part-time work look like, plus your $16,000 reduction? Now, the reality is we don't know how long it's going to take for you guys to get pregnant. Trust me, Stacy and I tried for 7.5 years. You guys don't have much control over that. Okay?
Yeah.
So she's going to work in the meantime. Okay? So the question is, how do you make up for the $16,000? Does your cost of living go down?
It would.
That helps.
Most likely. And to be fair, we're in like one of the best situations. We're in baby step 3B. No debt, nothing. We're just stockpiling cash now.
Good.
And so, we did the budget yesterday, and we can make it on a lower salary. But again, we're just concerned about the decision because
I get it.
Would it hurt in the future? And then to complicate it, there's a manager level job that seems kind of attractive, but it's not necessarily, I'm hesitant to apply to it only because it's not necessarily exactly what I want to do, but it's a foot in the door, and it's a $8,000 cut instead of 16, and so.
Well, now wait a second. Now you didn't tell me about that. You didn't even mention that. It's a foot in the door. It's a foot in the door.
Yeah.
So to me, it's all about the ladder. You're trying to get on the ladder. That's why you're considering this move.
Yeah.
So the managerial position gets you on the same ladder as the move as becoming an advisor, correct?
No, because it's more so managing over like student activities and not necessarily like employment advising or career advising.
Oh, okay. So it's not the same. Okay, I got you.
It's
well, here's the deal. You've got to make adjustments. So you make adjustments in your cost of living, you make adjustments, which you will, and you make adjustments in your expenses. And you adjust for the $16,000 difference. You just do. You have to. That's the life you want to live. If that's the life you want to live, then live it.
It is.
Don't let it be about money. And listen, I'm so glad you called, Dan, because so many people go, why is Dan doing this? No, Dan's doing what he wants to do. There's no difference between you and a missionary or a person that goes into ministry. We go, oh, well, they're doing it for less money because it's what they were created to do. They're called to do it. Well, so are you.
Yeah.
So there's no difference. So you have to adjust your lifestyle. It's that simple. But that's it. Adjust your lifestyle.
And we've done it before, right? Obviously you have to when you go through the baby steps.
Right. And you will move up. So this isn't like a 10-year deal. You said eventually you'll be able to get in a position where you move back up financially. So, this is a very strategic and purposeful decision. And I applaud you. Follow your heart, Dan. You know what you're supposed to do. And all I did was validate your heart. It's good stuff. Well, I really appreciate the call, Dan. And listen, this is a real struggle. It's for a lot of people. Wait a second. Am I supposed to do this? What do I do, Ken? I've got to make some career moves. Well, let me tell you where the money piece comes into this. Because so many people are scared of the money and unclear about money, they won't make the right decision, as opposed to realizing what Dan and his wife have realized. They're in Dave Ramsey's baby step B, right? Where they're like, hey, we're saving up for a house. We already got our 3 to 6 months, and now we're saving up money for a house. They have done the right things. I want to mention to our audience, because we have a lot of people here on YouTube that are new to Ramsey Solutions, and maybe you don't even know that I work for Dave Ramsey. Maybe you do. But Ramsey Solutions, we are the leading provider when it comes to financial hope. And the way we do it is with our new Ramsey Plus, if I can talk. These are our best financial tools and teaching. We put them in one all-access membership. You'll learn the proven plan, Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps called Financial Peace University. You'll learn how to budget with our Every Dollar app, where you can connect it right to your bank account and see where every dollar's going. And you can track your progress if you're getting out of debt with our Baby Steps app. And there's a whole lot more in there. And you can get a free trial today. Go to DaveRamsey.com. That's DaveRamsey.com, and sign up for a free trial of Ramsey Plus today. All right. Before I let you go, I want you to pay attention. Special show for Thursday. Our newest Ramsey personality, Dr. John Deloney, is going to be joining me for the entire show this Thursday. And we're going to be talking about mental health, stress, anxiety. Suicide is a scourge. People having thoughts about it, people attempting it. Mental health, stress, and anxiety, wondering, do I even matter at all? You've got some real mental health stuff. We want to create a safe place. Now, here's the deal. We're going to take all of those calls. That's what we're discussing on this Thursday show. Email ask@kencoleman.com and put Dr. D, as in Dr. Deloney, in the subject line, and we're going to move you to the front of the line. This Thursday, 12 Eastern. And here's what I want to tell you. If you've got some stuff you're really struggling with, deep depression, suicidal thoughts, big time anxiety, depression, rejection, all the kind of stuff, and you're going, Ken, I need to talk, but I don't want anybody to know who I am. Guess what? Madison will change your name. We can change the location that you're calling from, because this is not about exposing you. This is about helping you. And so if you're watching right now, or you got a friend or family member who's in that category, and you go, Ken, I'd love for them to talk to you and Dr. John Deloney, then know that we will protect their privacy. Ask@kencoleman.com is the email address. Say, hey, I want to be on Thursday's show, or my husband does, or my friend, or my brother, my sister, whatever. And we'll get you on. It's going to be a special show. It's going to be powerful stuff. So if you'll trust me the way you've trusted me so far, we're going to dive deep into those conversations. We want to help those of you who are really, really hanging on by a thread. Keep hanging on. Keep hanging on. You are so needed. So incredibly valuable. And so that's Thursday. Spread the word if you would, and join us for that special show with Dr. John Deloney. All right, my time is almost up. But before I let you go, I want you to know that you do matter. You do have what it takes. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.